today's Anime Adventures video, we'll be going over every single thing you want to know about trading. This is a full guide, and there's also tips and tricks you probably have seen on YouTube already that people don't really talk about. So we're gonna go from the basics, so for any new trader, to the advanced things, that like advanced things. So when you go to the end game, you might want to know, and if you're at the beginning, you might want to know. And I'm going to be doing this with the actual very good trader and a good friend of mine, Jamil, who has a lot of different units, not just Dio. So he's going to be helping me out today, so thank you so much for his help. And also, if you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm trying to hit 12,000 subscribers. And if you want a Discord server to trade in and you're not already in mine, then go join my Discord server, link will be in the description. And yeah, please do like the video, since it did take quite a while to create, since we had to collate all these tips and tricks and then actually say all of them. So the video will be kind of long, but it'll be broken into parts, and timestamps will be in the description, and you can kind of see them on the YouTube timeline. Like if you want to skip to the video, you can see each part. You'll just be able to see, and you can go to whichever part you want to go to. But if you're a new trader, then I highly recommend you just go over the whole video. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I got everything out of the way, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And let's get straight into the video, and I hope you guys found this video useful.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be going over, so we're going to go over 10 tips, no homo, obviously, no homo. We're going over 10 things, and then the first thing we're going to go over is the value list. If you're not using the value list right now, I'll put the link in the top of the description. Use the value list when you're trading. If you're a very new trader, you don't know what Discord is, or if you don't have Discord, how to get Discord, join my Discord and trade. Use the value list, but when using the values, you should probably proceed with a little bit of caution, just because there's values. You also need to be checking things like demand. So I'll let you talk about how you probably think people should use the value list.
So when it comes to the value list, again, there is a disclaimer on a lot of things in there, and it literally tells you, this is only a guide. You know, a lot of people don't really pay attention to that part, and I feel like you guys should really pay a lot more attention to that. Is that it's just a guide. Don't base your trades off of it. You know, if you decide you want to do a trade for yourself, you know, as long as you feel like, you know, it works for you, then go for it, you know. That's why there's always, you know, the reason to always find advanced trades and of sort, and look into how you can come back from something if you did take an L, or if you feel like it wasn't worth what you gave.
But that is very true, but what I would like to say is the value list is more of like a starting point, more like a base, because there will be units, for example Homura, where their value will say 550, but you're not going to trade someone with Homura, and you're not going to trade exactly 550 value, because things like demand and things like that will come into play, which is going to, you know, segue into our next step, number 2, which is talking about demand. So basically, realistically you want to go for units with high demand. If you're a new trader with low end units, then obviously it's okay to, you know, trade within low demand range. But when you start to get into A tier units and things like that, you don't really want to be trading for units with things like example 2 demand. If you trade for units with 2 demand, you're going to find it very hard to trade that unit away. Like things like Tamori and things like that, their demand is so bad. Just because their value is high does not mean that you should automatically trade for that. You can always downgrade for high demand units and then upgrade afterwards. Like for example, like Homura's demand is so high right now, sure, her value might be 550, but you can trade her for like value of like 900, just because of how high her demand is. You should always be trading for demand as well as value, but sometimes, in some cases, the demand will actually like increase the value, so you more likely want to go for demand than value in some cases. So I just want to ask you what you probably think about that, Matt, since you trade a lot more than me. You've got a lot higher demand and value units, so you probably you know a lot more than me when it comes to demand and things like that.
So again, guys, demand is very important, and the main reason it's important is because I've had a lot of people come in my DMs and be like, hey, like I have shiny Mammy and I have like, you know, like a shiny Rohan, and then they won't even know the value of a Rohan, and it won't even be out, and people will still think it's gonna get them something that's like crazy, because they just randomly are adding numbers up, and they're going from the value list and saying, oh, this is 1,600 plus 1,000, you know, or like 900 or anything. But the thing is, that's not how you're gonna go based off of trading. You know, that's not how it's gonna work. Your demand plays a big part because something could be the value of 1,400 and it could have a low demand and it won't really be worth 1,400. It'll be a lot less than that. So you guys should really pay attention more to demand. Stop focusing on value as much. Definitely look into getting way more downgrades, like Rexon said earlier. If you have a lot of units, you know, it's not bad to have a lot of units. What I do recommend to do for a lot of you guys is something that is of high value. If you get offered a trade and it's something that you feel like is an L for you because you're not taking a W in it, sometimes you have to take those little small L's in order to make smaller ads. And then you can take those small ads and trade your way up again. And then you have another upgrade. And those two things together can get you something even better and bigger in demand.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say pretty much. And I just want to say, if you see a unit, for example, like if they're like 6 or above in demand, I would say they're definitely gonna get more, like you're gonna be trading them for more value than it actually says in the value list. And I would say if it's like 2 or something or below, like it's probably less value than it says. So I just want to keep that in mind when trading, especially if you're new. If you're an advanced trader and you probably trade a lot already, then you probably already know this. But we're gonna go from from number 1, it's like everyone needs to know, to number 10, a little bit more advanced, a little bit more complicated. And I also want to talk about one more thing. Well, I don't want to talk about it. I want Jamel here to talk about it because I do not trade for collectible units. But right now, so there's a lot of people who actually do want collectible units. So if you could go over that and what those units kind of are and what it's like trading for those units.
So guys, we have the collectible units. We have, for example, I'm gonna show you guys one of them. Right now, I'm trying to collect as well. I've just started wanting to collect more of these. One of them we have is Shiny Firefist / Shiny Ace. And, you know, a lot of people collect them because you don't really see them. You literally just don't see them. And people are offering a lot more. So nowadays, what you guys are doing is you're going to want to, if you're going to trade for, you know, a collectible unit, what you're going to do is you're going to find somebody else that is a collector. And collectors will give you insane overpays for it. I wouldn't say too big, something that's like crazy. Like they're not going to give you like an Android, obviously. But they're definitely going to give you, like right now, you know, Homeru's looking very nice. So I'm not saying for Shiny Ace to give you Homeru, but someone that is really trying to collect it, and if they really can't get their hands on that unit, they will offer you something pretty good that you would want. We have, you know, Shiny Firefist. Another one I have is Shiny Tamari. The cosmetic is, you know, it's eh. we're not gonna you know, like get to cooking on me, but you know, we have Shiny Tamari, and then we also have Shiny Lucy, which I don't have yet. I'm still trying to get my hands on that, but I know right now people are offering about 2 Homerus for Shiny Lucy.
Especially
so
if it's full keys,
really
like if it's full keys, then you're gonna get a lot.
Yep,
for it.
but yeah, it must be evolved, guys. Make sure it has full keys.
Yeah, because the thing is, a lot of units on the value list will say it's low value, but it can actually get, like, the point I'm trying to get across is just because it says a specific value on the value list doesn't mean that's its exact value, because people will trade, like, they give you overpays for these collectible units just because they're old units with good cosmetics. They're really old, you don't see them too much, and they're shiny. That doesn't mean that you should be downgrading to get these units. Mostly if you're like a patient trader, or you get a good trade for these units, then sure, go ahead. But don't expect, okay, I'm gonna downgrade for this, and yeah, guaranteed, yep, they're gonna overpay for my shiny ace. Especially because not everybody wants this, which actually leads us into our third tip, which is about overpaying, and how overpaying usually kind of works in trading. Maybe if you should do it, if you shouldn't, when you should do it, and how it can maybe benefit you or do the opposite of benefit you. I don't know too much about this, if I'm being honest, so I'll let you explain most of it, since it was mostly your idea when it comes to overpaying.
Alright, guys. So look, overpaying. You have units right now. We're looking at everything right now on the value list is, you know, it's cooked. Everyone's mainly giving Homerus. You know, that's what everyone's offering. So right now, let's say, for example, we have normal Android, right? Normal Android, normally people are trying to, you know, offer like 7 Homerus or 7.5 Homerus. But the overpay, you know, is 8 Homerus right now because of how much of an overpay it's getting right now. It's looking really crazy for Android because Android's actually looking pretty good right now. You had Shiny Ging as well. It was also getting, somewhat a nice overpay. Some people still do give about 5 homers for it, but the average for Shiny Ging is 4.5 right now in homers. So remember, guys, whenever you are overpaying for things, do not think it is always going to be an L just because you gave one more extra unit for it. You never know what may happen. Units are always shifting down and going up. So again, if you feel like this unit has been stable for a very long time and has been doing really good, and you just want to overpay for it, go ahead. Remember, guys, do not stay stuck on homers forever because you do not know when we will get the next update. The moment a trailer drops and you see something that is time stop or anything at all, you all will be freaking out trying to trade your homers. Do not stress. Invest into units that are going to be worth your homers.
I would just like to add on that when it comes to overpaying, we're not saying overpay on these lower end units. Like if you're like a very new trader, you don't need to be overpaying when you're in the B tiers or mid to low A tiers. We're talking about units that are like high A tier, talking S tier and S tier onwards. Like, because when you see the high demand units, that's when you really want to start to get to overpaying. Like and when we get to the S tiers, when we get to the high A tiers, then you want to start overpaying, because sure, on the value list it's writing down pretty much, oh yeah, you're taking an L, but realistically the units that you're trading can either decrease or you can get overpays on the unit that you're overpaying for, because you're not the only person overpaying for these units. Like when you start to get in, especially into S tier, you only go for overpays. Like you don't really be like, you might downgrade, but you're still taking a W in value. So sometimes you're gonna have to pay more value than it actually says like on the value list. And so yeah, that's one thing I want to say about overpaying. Another thing I want to say is that trading on the release of an update. So when units become tradable, when an update releases, if you want the best trades possible, remember you can grind the update whenever you want. Okay, you can grind the update, next week. You have 3 weeks to grind each update. But that update hype, like when you trade the units and people don't know the value, especially when the update drops, like the first 3 days, the trades that you're gonna get, if you just accept the right trades, you watch my value prediction videos, or you can just tell what type of value certain units are just by looking at past units, you will get insane overpays by just people who really on the unit, dumb people that you use the excuse, yeah, but you don't know the value there, it could be this, it could be this. So trade on the release of updates, because I'm telling you, you've probably seen it in some of my W training videos. If you watch them, they get insane offers that like 1 week later after the update being dropped, yeah, you're not getting those type of trades ever again. So trade on the update of release, like when the update releases. So e.g. next update, Gilgamesh will be tradable, so, or the update after that, so trade Gilgamesh straight away and you'll get way better trades than if you traded him like 1 week after or something like that. So I just wanted to mention that. And do you want to add anything to that, what I just said? Or
Yeah, so what he just said about trading on release date, remember, guys, what you want to do is, a lot of times when a new unit does come up for tradable, let's say you really wanted that unit and you think it's going to do really good in value, obviously people are going to want pretty nice offers, but at your best, this is your time to take advantage of lowballing people. When you lowball somebody for a unit that is brand new, if you think the cosmetic, if the cosmetic is good, if it's pretty rare, and if it's even meta or somewhat really helpful, try to lowball for it. It's always worth to try to lowball for it, guys, because in the long run, you will take BW for it in the end, and it will be worth your value. It will be worth whatever you're giving, So just try to make sure you guys lowball first. Some people will get upset with you. That's fine. That's part of trading. Everyone argues in trading. It's okay.
yeah, I just want to say there's 3 ways you can tell if a unit's gonna have high value. If like the people don't know the value yet. 1 is good cosmetic. 2 is if they're actually a good unit, they're meta support, meta DPS, whatever. And 3, how hard they are to obtain. Because things like Alucard, he has a good cosmetic, he's a pretty good unit, and he's definitely not easy to obtain. So obviously he's gonna have high value, and that's an easy way to base how high value the unit is gonna be, especially because the value list doesn't really update straight away. They do take some time. So that's like an easy way to base it. So number 4 is actually about being greedy, which I'll let you take over, since I don't really know too much about what you're trying to say, so I'll expand on it and then hopefully everyone understands.
All right, guys. So when we get into a topic about greedy, everyone in trading always wants a W, and it's getting to the point to where people are wanting big W's. They're wanting, I've had people in my DMs be like, "Hey, I'll give you, like some A tiers just to try to get like D over heaven," and it's like, okay, like again, you guys are probably making jokes, probably trolling, but there are people that are actually being serious, and it's getting to the point to where you guys, everyone wants a W, and that's understandable. I completely understand that you guys, you want to take W's. You feel like if you take the L, you feel like everyone's gonna, shame on you, whatever. But at the end of the day, what you guys should try to do is try to find people that actually will take fair trades. There are people out there. I have gotten people that, they will take a fair trade with me, whether it's a small L for you, in the long run, as long as you got it and it was worth your time and you feel like, you're happy with what you got. Look for people that will do fair trades, because there are people out there that do fair trades. Don't always feel like you have to overpay someone because they're just greedy about what they want and what they're trying to get out of their unit, because they know that you really want it, because they will use that to their advantage on you. Because I've had people DM me, they've asked me for my shiny mist, they've asked me for this, and they'll offer like their whole entire inventories, and it's like, there's you just want to find people that are fair with you, man. Don't stress about trying to get a unit. You'll get it eventually. Just give it time, guys.
Okay, so the next one is talking about stable and always looking for, I assume, good trades. So I'll let you take over this one too, since it's more of a point that you wanted to point out.
Okay, guys. So stable and always looking good. We know right now the value list has always had the main. I'm gonna name these main three that are always looking good. We're not gonna include Blue Devil in this because maybe it's a bit too high. We're gonna include the main things we always see trading: shiny Gings, Androids, and shiny Unahanas. Those three have always been looking good. No matter what, whenever it comes down to a point where, let's say you're stuck in trading, you don't know what to go for. If you have the right value, or you have the chance or possibility to get lucky and find someone you can lowball for their shiny Uno, their shiny Game, or their Android, please take that trade. That way, whenever the next value list or new tradable units come out and you're ready to go in for some insane flips, go for some nice steals, you are safe. Because those have been looking good for a very long time. I'm not saying they will always look good, but based off of what we're looking at, always make sure you're keeping up with what the unit is getting and how it's doing. But so far, we've known for a long time, I think you guys can also agree, that we've known for a long time that those three main units are always going to be your safe route if you don't know what to go for, so then you are safe for the next units to come out and the value list to change.
This one is trading when it comes to trading stats. Now, if I'm being honest, only trade for triple S stats. S stats, do people even... I don't think S stats and double S stats. Double S stats you can actually easily get scammed for, so don't really trade for double S stats, because people say double S and is only single S, and don't really trade for a single S. It doesn't make too big of a difference if you are trying to take into account stats when it comes to trading and values. I would also recommend always checking the trade, like clicking on the unit and seeing does it have any triple S stats. Why? Because a lot of times you would decline a trade without even realizing the fact that in a trade there was actually triple S stats, and either you're underpaying so they decline, or you didn't realize and then you just decline. So that's one thing. Another thing is that when trading triple S stats, make sure if they're telling you on Discord, telling you stats like, oh yeah, it has 25% triple S stats, yeah, actually confirm that it's not just photoshopped or they're just lying to you and things like that. And I want to hear your advice when it comes to trading for triple S stats, if you should go for it and how you should go about it, and maybe like when does triple S stats increase in value. Like, okay, so perhaps at 20% it might be like kind of low, but then when does it increase? Is it 25%? Is it 24%? Like how would you go about everything when it comes to like trading triple S stats?
So guys, now whenever I see an SSS stat, let's just be honest here. I'm just gonna point this out right now. Shiny Mammy, you people right now have gone insane with the Shiny Mammy thing. Let's be honest. No one is gonna go looking to transfer stats off of a Shiny Mammy. She's just way too high. No one's going to transfer that. So just if you're gonna trade for that, and you're trying to, trick somebody because they see it's on the meta list and, they think it's, it's worth it or they're going to get something out of it, you guys can keep doing it. But I'm not going to go for that. That's just, no, that's not worth it. But what I will say about a lot of SSS stats, if you guys, it also varies because if you guys are trying to trade for SSS stats to try to transfer them to your units, obviously, you're not going to want to, you're not going to want to give a lot. You're going to want to try to lowball. Obviously, that's just what you're going to want to do because it's for your personal use. And in the end, it can be two ways of an L for you, whether you overpaid or the stat transfer just fails. Now, a lot of times, if it passes, it looks like a W for you no matter what. That's just you guys enjoying the game and wanting to get, SSS stat for one of your units. It's perfectly fine. Now, if you're overpaying and we're just talking trading wise and you're just trying to get SSS stat so you can increase the value of your unit, let's say, for example, I have a Homeru and it has like 24 SSS damage on it. A lot of times, guys, I've been offered, some people will be desperate because they want that stat sometimes just to transfer it to their own unit. So then they can increase the value of their own units. And the thing is, whenever you do that, it's very risky. But you will find people that are like that will do stuff like that. But they will, again, everyone will still try to lowball you when it comes to SSS. I will say, people, when it comes to trading SSS stats as well, make sure they share screen. And even when they are sharing screen, I've been told that some people can also like Photoshop it or do something to it while in the stream. So make sure you guys are fully paying attention to that stuff because it's getting really bad right now. And also check to see if it's cursed, guys, because the curses can affect the numbers. So be careful of that.
Okay, so the next thing is actually advanced trading, which I actually didn't think too much about or even know until you pretty much told me this. So I think the best person to explain this would probably be you. So I know you've been talking quite a lot, but if you would please explain what advanced trading is and how people could, potentially use it.
Okay, guys. So this is something that I've been telling people for a while now, and I call it advanced trading because of this factor right here. A lot of you guys are always asking, what do I go for? Over and over again, what do I go for? What do I go for? And advanced trading does this. Let's say I have a home run or I have something. Okay, let's just say I have a shiny man. Forget the home run because Homeru is just manipulated right now. Let's say I have a shiny mammy and I get an offer for it. Let's say I get offered, something. Let's say I get offered like 3 Homerus for it right now, right? Which would obviously be a W for me because, that's what I'm going to want is 3 Homerus for my shiny man. So let's say I get offered that and then I don't know what to do with these 3 Homerus, right? So before just trading for the 3 Homerus and then going to WRL and asking, yo, guys, what should I trade for now? I don't know what to do. What you can do is go to trading servers. This is what I really suggest. Go to trading servers, guys. Type in channels, trading 3 Homerus. Even though you don't have the 3 Homerus, you still have that trade up available. And what you're going to do is you're going to see what people offer you. And if you see that you got offered something better, you're instantly going to keep going up in value. You're going to keep moving and trading instead of having to always ask somebody else that knows trading what to go for. Because, come on, guys, you're going to sit there and you're going to be wasting your time when you want to trade. Everyone wants to trade. You guys want to keep trading. You guys want to keep going up in value, demand. So I do recommend you guys that start advanced trading more. If someone offers you something and you don't know what to do, if it's a W for you in the beginning and you want even more Ws after that to continue your grind of trading in value, definitely do advanced trading. Search for better offers before you accept your offer.
Okay, so on the last 3 tips, they're more shorter things to talk about, if I'm being honest, so I don't think we'll be here too long now. So the next thing that we want to talk about is connections. So it's actually like trading connections within the AA trading community because it can actually help you quite a lot in many different ways, which I think you can expand on more since when it comes to the trading community, I might have connections, which is mostly just my fans, but I wouldn't say that I've been trading and then creating connections through there. So I think I'd probably have a better experience talking about it than when it comes to me.
So guys, whenever I'm in WRL channel, I've always met a lot of people, and there's actually people out there that are really chill about things, and they'll have something that I want, and they'll accept something, maybe less. And I've had really nice people that will actually take an L just to help me out. Or I've even had people that will help me find a unit. Like right now I have like 3 people that were looking for me like a Rainbow Orlin, which is extremely hard to find, but that's something I'm looking for. But if you guys can make connections and make, get cool with people, it's, don't be toxic to the community. It's just not going to get you anywhere. More and more people aren't going to want to offer you anything. You're not going to get as many offers because, you recently got in an argument with this person or you got banned out of like multiple servers and stuff. Just try to be cool with people the best you can and try to, make connections, and you may be able to help them in the future, or maybe they'll be able to help you, or you guys may be able to help each other out in getting a fair trade for something you guys may both want.
Okay, so on to the last two things, which I think they actually kind of linked to into each other. So I think we'll just make it into one, which is what to farm outside of like trading and trends. So you always want to be going for the trending things first. We'll go over that. Which, I mean, you don't have to go over the trends, but it will always help you to trade for trending units. Obviously, there'll also be like accepting overpays, which at the moment Homeru is like the, you could say, one of the trending units, especially because it's in the middle of like everything. So people are always talking about Homeru, always trading overpay. And the thing is, it won't be Homura forever. That's the thing. That's why it's called trends. Like, it's not always going to be Homura. It will definitely change at one point. There will be a new unit that comes along that will be a, I don't know, a unit that everyone needs, is very good, and the cosmetic will be decent and things like that. So I think Desire will be the next trend, for example, and something that you should be grinding for. I'm not saying Desire is going to be the same as Homura, and you can also grind for Gilgamesh, but I can say for Gilgamesh and Desire, they'll both have good cosmetics, and they're both definitely meta units, so they're both definitely going to have high value, and you can have to get good trades for that. So that's what I'm saying, what to grind and trends. But we're talking about this currently. This is update 18, as you can see in the top right hand corner. For you, it might be a little bit different, but if you're going to assess the situation with the three things that I mentioned earlier, which is the unit meta, is the cosmetic good or decent, and what was the third one? I forgot. How hard it is to obtain. If it says all those three things, then you're gonna know if all those things, like, you can tick them off and say yeah, it's pretty good, then you should be grinding for those units. If because pretend like you have, I don't know, you got Todorokis, you got Avdos in your inventory, and you might be struggling to find trades and just can't bother to, just try to find that one trade after a very long time, then instead you can just grind for these units. Or it could be something you're doing, like if you just want to grind the game, can't bother to trade, grind for these units, and then you could maybe start trading. You'll have a very good base to do it, and then you could trade the units when the update first releases. So I think that's like 2 into 1, I guess. So that's all 10 things. Finally, this video will be kind of long. I'll break it into parts, so there'll be sections. You'll see at the timeline of the video, so you can go to whichever part you want to go to. And Jamil, do you want to shout anything out for you? If you got anything, any socials, anything you want to shout out?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, but shout out to Jamil for being here for this long and helping me quite a lot out with this video. Another person also helped out with this video a little bit, but he was amazing, Jamil, and I thank you, Jamil, for. I think you basically carried this video, so thank you so much. And
deuces, guys.
And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and comment down below if you got any trading tips for anybody else in the comments, or maybe you missed out something, or maybe you guys want a little bit of advice. Maybe I'll reply to your comment, maybe Jamil will reply to your comment, who knows. But yeah, it's been Rexon, it's been Jamil, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.